The shocking mistakes everyone makes when eating sardines. If sardines are sitting in your kitchen right now, this message is for you. Many people over 50 believe sardines are one of the healthiest foods they can eat, and they're right. But here's the quiet truth most never hear. It's not the sardines that cause harm. It's how they're eaten. Small habits, tiny mistakes, repeated for years, can slowly affect the heart, joints, blood pressure, digestion, and even sleep. These mistakes don't cause pain overnight. They work silently, and by the time the body speaks, the damage is already there. If staying healthy, strong, and independent matters to you or someone you love, take a moment now, subscribe to this channel, tap the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. This space exists to protect health, one honest conversation at a time. Eating sardines straight from the can without rinsing is a common mistake that can quietly affect health after the age of 50. Most canned sardines are preserved in salty brine or oil that contains far more sodium than the body needs in one sitting. According to heart health organizations, excess sodium causes the body to retain water, which increases blood pressure and forces the heart to work harder. Over time, this added strain can contribute to hypertension, heart disease, and increased risk of stroke, especially in older adults whose blood vessels are already less flexible. Some doctors explain that the problem is not the sardines themselves, but the liquid they are packed in. Sardines are naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids, protein, vitamin D, and minerals that support bones and muscles. None of these benefits are lost by rinsing. What is reduced is the surface salt that clings to the fish. Studies on canned foods show that rinsing can lower sodium content by up to 30%, which is a meaningful reduction for people managing blood pressure or swelling in the legs and feet. Another concern is that high sodium intake can worsen existing conditions common after 50, such as kidney stress and joint inflammation. Medical guidelines often advise older adults to be especially cautious with hidden salts, because taste sensitivity declines with age. This means food may not taste overly salty, even when it is. Eating sardines directly from the can can therefore lead to consuming far more sodium than intended, without any warning from the taste buds. Rinsing sardines is a simple habit that protects long-term health. Nutrition experts recommend placing the fish in a strainer and gently rinsing under clean water for several seconds. This does not wash away healthy fats or protein, because those nutrients are inside the fish, not in the packing liquid. For sardines packed in oil, rinsing also removes excess oil that can add unnecessary calories and heaviness to digestion. For people over 50, small daily choices matter more than dramatic changes. Doctors often emphasize that managing sodium consistently is one of the most effective ways to protect the heart as the body ages. Rinsing sardines before eating is a quiet, practical step that allows the body to enjoy their powerful nutrition without placing avoidable stress on the heart and blood vessels. This single adjustment may seem minor, but over years it supports steadier blood pressure, easier circulation, and a calmer cardiovascular system that can better serve the body in later life safely. Choosing sardines packed in vegetable or seed oils is a mistake that can quietly increase inflammation in the body after the age of 50. Many canned sardines are preserved in soybean, corn, or sunflower oil because these oils are inexpensive and extend shelf life. However, nutrition researchers explain that these oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which can promote inflammatory processes when consumed frequently. As the body ages, it becomes less efficient at balancing inflammation, making these oils more problematic for joints, arteries, and overall cardiovascular health. Some doctors warn that chronic, low-grade inflammation is a major driver of stiffness, joint discomfort, and worsening heart health in older adults. Excess omega-6 intake has been linked in studies to increased inflammatory markers, especially when not balanced with enough omega-3 fats. Sardines themselves are rich in omega-3, but packing them in seed oils partially cancels this benefit. The oil the fish sits in becomes part of the meal, and over time, repeated exposure adds up. Vegetable oils can also affect blood vessel health. Research suggests that diets high in refined seed oils may contribute to oxidative stress, which damages the lining of arteries. For people over 50, whose arteries naturally lose elasticity with age, this added stress can increase the risk of high blood pressure and circulation problems. The issue is subtle, because these oils are often labeled as heart-friendly, which can be misleading when consumed regularly in canned foods. Sardines packed in water or olive oil are widely recommended by nutrition experts as safer options for aging bodies. Water-packed sardines avoid added fats altogether, keeping the focus on protein, minerals, and omega-3 south. Olive oil, when used instead of seed oils, contains monounsaturated fats that many doctors associate with reduced inflammation and better heart health. Studies of Mediterranean-style eating patterns often highlight olive oil as protective for the brain and cardiovascular system. For seniors, the goal is not perfection, but reducing unnecessary inflammatory stress wherever possible. Choosing sardines packed in water or olive oil allows the body to receive their benefits without the hidden burden of cheap vegetable oils. Over years of regular consumption, this simple switch can meaningfully lower inflammatory load, helping older adults maintain comfort, mobility, and steadier cardiovascular health without changing how often sardines are enjoyed. Overeating sardines too frequently is a mistake that can create problems for aging bodies. Even though sardines are considered a healthy food, sardines are naturally high in purines, substances that break down into uric acid during digestion. According to medical research, when uric acid levels rise too high, they can form crystals that settle in joints, triggering gout attacks or worsening joint pain. This risk becomes more significant after the age of 50, when the body clears uric acid less efficiently. Some doctors caution that frequent consumption of purine-rich foods can quietly aggravate joints over time. Many older adults already experience stiffness, swelling, or reduced mobility, and excess uric acid can intensify these symptoms without clear warning signs at first. Even people who have never been diagnosed with gout may notice increased discomfort when purine intake remains consistently high. Sardines, when eaten daily or in large portions, can push the body beyond its comfortable balance. Kidney function also plays a role in this issue. Research shows that kidneys naturally lose some filtering capacity with age. When purine intake is excessive, the kidneys must work harder to remove uric acid from the blood. For seniors, this added workload can contribute to fatigue, fluid retention, or rising uric acid levels over time. Medical guidance often emphasizes moderation, especially for protein-dense foods that place extra demand on aging organs. Nutrition experts explain that sardines provide benefits when consumed in reasonable amounts, but health does not improve simply by eating more. Balance allows the body to use nutrients effectively without creating unnecessary strain. Some studies suggest that spacing purine-rich foods throughout the week helps maintain healthier uric acid levels, reducing stress on joints and kidneys. For people over 50, eating sardines occasionally rather than excessively allows their omega-3 fats, protein, and minerals to support health without increasing the risk of joint flare-ups. Doctors often remind older adults that long-term wellness depends on consistency and moderation. Overeating, even of healthy foods, can quietly undermine comfort and mobility, while balanced intake supports steady energy, easier movement, and more reliable joint health as the body continues to age. This careful approach helps seniors enjoy sardines safely while protecting joints, kidneys, and daily comfort without fear, confusion, or unnecessary restriction over the long term for aging bodies everywhere. Eating sardines while ignoring the soft bones is a mistake that reduces one of their most valuable benefits for people over 50. Sardine bones are naturally softened during the canning process and are completely edible. Nutrition researchers note that these tiny bones are an exceptional source of calcium, a mineral that becomes increasingly important with age. Bone density naturally declines over time, and without enough calcium, the risk of thinning bones and fractures rises steadily. Some doctors emphasize that calcium from whole foods is often better absorbed than calcium from supplements. Sardine bones provide calcium in a form the body recognizes, along with vitamin D, phosphorus, and magnesium, which work together to support bone strength. When the bones are removed or avoided, much of this protective combination is lost. This can quietly weaken skeletal support, especially in older adults who already face age-related bone loss. Medical studies show that fractures in later life can lead to serious complications, including long recovery times and reduced independence. Hip and spine fractures are particularly dangerous for seniors, and doctors consistently stress prevention rather than treatment. Regular intake of calcium-rich foods is one of the cornerstones of bone protection. And sardines with bones. Many people avoid sardine bones because they expect them to be hard or unpleasant. In reality, properly canned sardine bones are soft enough to chew easily and are often barely noticeable. Dietitians explain that the texture blends smoothly into the fish, making them safe even for older adults with sensitive teeth. Avoiding them out of habit or discomfort assumptions leads to missed nutritional value. For people over 50, every opportunity to support bone health matters. Eating the bones allows sardines to deliver their full benefit, strengthening bones from within without added effort. Doctors often remind aging adults that protecting bones today helps prevent painful injuries tomorrow. Choosing to eat the bones is a small decision that supports mobility, balance, and independence, helping the body stay stable and resilient as the years continue with age. When bones heal more slowly and strength losses become harder to reverse, making daily nourishment from natural sources, like sardine bones, an important safeguard for long-term stability, confidence, and freedom of movement in later years of life. Overall health preservation. Heating sardines at high temperatures is a mistake that reduces their most protective nutrients for people over 50. Sardines are valued for their omega-3 fatty acids, which research links to better heart function, brain health, and reduced inflammation. These fats are delicate and easily damaged by excessive heat. When sardines are fried aggressively, grilled until crisp, or microwaved for too long, their omega-3 structure begins to break down, reducing benefits the aging body depends on. Some doctors warn that overheated fats can transform into compounds that increase oxidative stress. Oxidative stress places extra strain on the heart and blood vessels, which already work harder with age. Studies on cooking methods show that high temperatures can oxidize omega-3 fats, turning what should protect the cardiovascular system into substances that may irritate arteries and promote inflammation. This effect is subtle, but becomes significant when repeated over time. High heat also affects digestion. Nutrition experts explain that heavily heated fish proteins can become tougher and harder to digest, especially for older adults with slower digestive enzymes. This may lead to bloating, discomfort, or a heavy feeling after meals. Seniors often notice these symptoms without realizing cooking temperature is the cause rather than the food itself. Gentle warming preserves sardines' nutritional integrity. Doctors and dietitians often recommend low-heat methods such as light warming, steaming, or adding sardines to warm dishes at the end of cooking. These approaches maintain omega-3 stability while keeping the fish soft and easy to digest. Research confirms that lower cooking temperatures retain significantly more healthy fats compared to high-heat frying or roasting. For people over 50, the way food is prepared matters as much as what is eaten. Sardines do not need intense heat to be safe or flavorful, because they are already fully cooked when canned. Excessive heating only removes their protective qualities. Choosing gentle warmth allows the heart and brain to receive the full benefit of omega-3 fats, supporting memory, circulation, and calm inflammation. Doctors often emphasize that preserving nutrients through careful preparation helps aging bodies function more efficiently. Avoiding high heat protects sardines from becoming harmful, allowing them to remain a simple, nourishing food that supports long-term cardiovascular and cognitive health without placing unnecessary stress on the body over time. Eating sardines late at night is a mistake that can quietly interfere with digestion and sleep in people over 50. Sardines are dense in protein and healthy fats, which makes them filling but also slower to digest, especially in aging bodies. Doctors who study digestion explain that as the body ages, stomach emptying slows and acid production becomes less predictable. Eating heavy or protein-rich foods too close to bedtime can increase the risk of acid reflux and nighttime discomfort. Medical research shows that reflux is more common in older adults because the muscle that keeps stomach acid down weakens over time. When sardines are eaten late, lying down soon after can allow acid to travel upward, causing burning sensations or coughing during sleep. Sleep specialists warn that disrupted sleep affects memory, mood, blood sugar control, and heart health in seniors. Even mild digestive discomfort can prevent deep, restorative sleep that the aging brain and body need. Late-night digestion also increases pressure inside the abdomen, which can worsen reflux and breathing issues. Some doctors advise allowing several hours between the last meal and bedtime to give digestion time to settle. Because sardines are compact and rich, they demand more digestive effort than lighter foods. Eating them earlier in the day allows nutrients to be absorbed without disturbing nighttime rest. Studies on meal timing suggest that late protein-heavy meals are linked to poorer sleep quality in older populations. This does not mean sardines are harmful, but that timing plays a critical role in how the body responds. For people over 50, digestive comfort at night supports better sleep, energy, and heart health. Doctors often emphasize that protecting sleep is just as important as choosing healthy foods. Avoiding sardines late at night helps prevent reflux, reduces nighttime awakenings, and supports natural sleep rhythms. This simple timing adjustment allows sardines to nourish the body without interfering with rest. As digestion slows with age, respecting the body's internal clock becomes increasingly important. Eating sardines earlier protects sleep quality and helps seniors wake feeling more refreshed and steady. Research consistently links good sleep with stronger immunity, better balance, and lower risk of heart strain. Avoiding late-night sardines is a practical way to support digestion, sleep, and overall well-being with age. This habit quietly protects aging bodies. Pairing sardines with white bread or refined carbohydrates is a mistake that undermines their health benefits for people over 50. White bread, crackers, and refined grains are quickly broken down into sugar in the bloodstream. Research shows that these rapid spikes in blood glucose trigger sharp insulin responses, which become harder for the body to manage with age, even when sardines support heart health. Refined carbs can cancel those benefits by stressing blood sugar control. Some doctors warn that repeated blood sugar spikes contribute to inflammation and damage blood vessels over time. For older adults, whose arteries may already be stiffening, this combination increases cardiovascular strain. Studies consistently link diets high in refined carbohydrates to higher risk of type 2 diabetes, weight gain, and worsening cholesterol profiles. When sardines are eaten with refined carbs, the heart-protective omega-3 fats are competing against metabolic stress created by unstable glucose levels. Refined carbohydrates also fail to provide lasting energy. Nutrition researchers explain that blood sugar rises quickly and then drops just as fast, leading to fatigue, hunger, and cravings shortly after eating. Seniors often mistake this cycle for normal aging, when in reality, it is a reaction to unstable blood sugar. Sardines offer steady protein and fats meant to sustain the body, but refined carbs interrupt this balance and reduce the feeling of nourishment. Medical guidance for older adults often emphasizes maintaining steady glucose to protect the brain and nerves. Sudden blood sugar swings have been associated with cognitive fatigue and reduced concentration. Pairing sardines with white bread may seem harmless, but repeated exposure can quietly strain insulin response and increase long-term metabolic risk. For people over 50, food combinations matter. Doctors frequently explain that heart-healthy foods work best when they are not paired with ingredients that destabilize blood sugar. Avoiding refined carbs with sardines allows their omega-3 fats and protein to support circulation without interference. This choice helps preserve steady energy, calmer insulin response, and more reliable cardiovascular support. Over time, protecting blood sugar stability reduces inflammation and supports better heart and brain function. Choosing wisely prevents sardines from being overshadowed by refined carbohydrates that work against the very health benefits older bodies need most. This adjustment supports healthier aging, stronger vessels, and steadier daily well-being, without unnecessary metabolic strain for seniors. Avoiding sardines because of the smell is a mistake that causes many people over 50 to miss out on important nutrients their bodies need. Sardines have a naturally strong aroma, which can become more noticeable with age as the sense of smell changes. However, nutrition researchers emphasize that the odor does not indicate spoilage or poor quality. It is simply a result of natural oils and proteins that also carry valuable health benefits. Some doctors warn that skipping sardines entirely means losing one of the most reliable food sources of vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. Vitamin D is essential for bone strength, immune support, and muscle function, all of which decline with age. Omega-3 fats are strongly linked in studies to better heart health, reduced inflammation, and protection of brain function. When sardines are avoided because of smell alone, medical experts note that smell sensitivity can increase in older adults, making certain foods seem stronger than they truly are. This can lead to unnecessary food avoidance and reduced nutritional variety. Research shows that older adults who limit foods due to sensory discomfort are more likely to develop nutrient deficiencies over time. Sardines are small but powerful, and removing them completely can quietly weaken nutritional balance. Doctors and dietitians explain that the smell of sardines can be reduced without destroying their nutrients. Simple preparation steps, such as draining and lightly rinsing the fish, can remove surface oils that carry much of the odor. Gentle warming instead of high heat can also keep the aroma mild. These changes allow the body to receive the nutrients without the sensory discomfort that causes avoidance. For people over 50, nutrition often depends on finding workable solutions rather than eliminating healthy foods. The smell of sardines is temporary. Doctors often remind seniors that strong-smelling foods are frequently the most. Avoiding sardines solely because of odor can limit heart, bone, and brain support. Learning to manage the smell allows older adults to safely enjoy their benefits and maintain stronger health. This approach helps prevent unnecessary nutritional gaps and supports aging bodies with essential fats and vitamins that are harder to obtain elsewhere, especially when appetite and food variety naturally decline later in life. Not checking labels for added preservatives or sugar is a mistake that can quietly affect the health of people over 50. Many canned sardines appear healthy at first glance, but some brands include hidden ingredients such as sugar, flavorings, or chemical preservatives. Research shows that these additives can increase inflammation in the body, which is especially concerning for older adults. Chronic inflammation is linked to heart strain, joint discomfort, and higher risk of metabolic issues, all of which become more significant with age. Some doctors warn that seniors are particularly sensitive to additives because the body's detoxification systems slow down over time. The liver and kidneys are less efficient at processing chemicals, and even small amounts consumed repeatedly can accumulate. Hidden sugars, for example, can spike blood glucose levels and insulin, subtly stressing the cardiovascular system. Preservatives and artificial flavors can irritate the digestive tract or trigger mild inflammatory responses that may worsen joint stiffness or fatigue. Nutrition studies consistently emphasize that packaged or processed foods often carry these hidden ingredients, even in items traditionally considered healthy. Sardines with added sugars or flavorings may mask the fish's natural taste, making them seem more appealing while reducing their nutritional value. Omega-3s, fats, protein, and minerals remain beneficial, but their effects can be counteracted by the negative impact of additives, particularly when consumed regularly. Reading labels carefully allows older adults to avoid these hidden risks. Doctors suggest looking for sardines packed in water, olive oil, or natural brine with minimal or no extra ingredients. Avoiding brands with sugar, flavorings, or chemical preservatives protects the body from unnecessary inflammation and supports long-term heart, joint, and metabolic health. Simple vigilance at the store can prevent years of small, avoidable stress on the body. For people over 50, controlling intake of additives is as important as choosing nutrient-rich foods. Skipping the label check may seem minor, but repeated exposure to sugars and preservatives quietly undermines the benefits sardines are meant to provide. Choosing products with clean ingredients helps seniors receive full nutritional support, reduces inflammation, and supports steady energy and comfort. Paying attention to labels protects health while allowing older adults to enjoy sardines safely and consistently, maximizing their heart, brain, and joint support over time. Eating sardines without vegetables or fiber is a mistake that limits their health benefits for people over 50. Sardines are rich in protein, omega-3 fats, calcium, and other essential nutrients, but they contain virtually no dietary fiber. Research shows that fiber plays a critical role in digestion, helping food move smoothly through the intestines and preventing constipation, which becomes more common with age. Without fiber, even nutrient-dense foods like sardines can leave the digestive system under strain and less efficient at absorbing nutrients. Some doctors warn that a low-fiber meal can also affect cholesterol management. Soluble fiber binds to cholesterol in the gut and helps the body eliminate it, supporting heart health. Seniors are more susceptible to elevated cholesterol and arterial stiffness, so pairing sardines with fiber-rich vegetables, legumes, or whole grains enhances cardiovascular benefits. Fiber slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and allows protein and fats from sardines to be absorbed more steadily. Reducing spikes in insulin or fat storage. Gut health is another important consideration. Medical studies highlight that fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which influence immune function, inflammation, and even mental well-being. Eating sardines alone does not support the microbiome in the same way as a balanced plate. Over time, repeated low-fiber meals can contribute to bloating, irregularity, and reduced gut diversity, which are common issues in older adults. Dietitians often recommend combining sardines with fresh vegetables, leafy greens, or fiber-rich sides. This pairing preserves the fish's nutrients while improving digestion and promoting longer-lasting satiety. Balanced meals help seniors maintain steady energy levels throughout the day and reduce the likelihood of overeating or rapid blood sugar fluctuations. For people over 50, food combinations are just as important as individual nutrients. Sardines provide powerful building blocks for heart, brain, and bone health, but without fiber, their benefits are partially lost. Pairing them with vegetables or other fiber sources ensures that digestion, cholesterol, and gut health all work in harmony. This approach allows older adults to fully utilize the nutritional value of sardines, supporting long-term comfort, metabolic stability, and overall well-being. Thank you for spending these few minutes here. Growing older does not mean giving up strength or comfort. With the right foods and small daily choices, the body can continue to support you well. This channel is here to share simple, research-based guidance that helps people over 50 stay steady, active, and confident. Take care of yourself, listen to your body, and join us again for the next video.